Here, make
Just a bit outside. What's up, y'all? Thursday evening. It is Fastballs and Family. We are here with our resident degenerate, Heavy Steps, and the coach.
What's up, guys?
How's everything going, fellas? I know how your days go. How about you, Steps? And then we'll get into coach's afternoon.
Yeah, no work today for me. It's been a pretty lazy day. Unfortunately, not a lot of baseball on, but we've got a few night games here. So just my Braves aren't playing, so it's depressing when your team doesn't play. But I'll tune into some of the stuff tonight.
What are you wearing, Steps? What is that? A jersey?
This is a Atlanta United soccer.
What is? Oh, soccer.
Yeah,
Is that a girl? Is that the girl sport that they play?
No, it's not. It's not. We won a title.
Do they let boys in?
They do let boys in.
Nice. Yeah. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Soccer now lets boys play. Tell me 2023. This is glorious.
We should turn softball into baseball, right? Softball now needs to turn into baseball. Let's even the playing field. Let's play with bigger balls in basketball too. Let's even the playing field there.
Coach, how about how's your day?
Whew. It's been a good day. Watched the Mighty Millers play a heck of a game against Stillwater High School today, and they won. So they're on to the semifinals in the state tournament. One game away from the ship. So they're going to play tomorrow at 11 against Enid, and to punch a ticket to the championship.
And who else still in it, Coach? Who could they face?
Well, they'll play Enid, and then all of the four teams on the other side of the bracket have yet to play. So UConn had the early game, but the four teams on the other side of the bracket are Deer Creek, Bigsby, Edmond North, and Owasso.
Nice.
So they'll play. They would, if they got to the championship, they'd play one of those.
So we know Enid ruled Westmore this morning.
Yeah.
What's a run rule in high school in Oklahoma?
Seven. They play 7 innings, and then it's 8 after. I think it's 8 after 5.
If they're up 8 after 5,
you what?
You can't let them get 8 up over 5, and that's a run rule. Okay.
Yep.
Well, what do we got today, Steps? How was your? So everybody knows. On action.com, you can go follow Heavy Steps. I already do that, so I know how this week's been going. But go ahead and tell the crowd how betting's going over on in the Major League Baseball.
Yeah, so as a degenerate, these are the type of days that you dream of having. And I've strung, I think, 2 back-to-back now. We had 18 units one day, and I think it was like 20 the day before. So
you had 18 units in one day, Steph?
No. It was more than that for me yesterday because I hit a couple of parlays that I just threw together at the last minute and smashed them.
Wow. Yeah, so Chris, he's smart and he'll take a couple of my bets and a couple of his, and he'll do a few parlays. So
I'm learning Heavy Steps' personality on how he bets his units. So now I can be like, okay, that's super confident, and super confident. I'll take those 3.
Yeah, I bet you typically, like NFL, I bet 1 unit, and 1 unit for me is $50. So that's usually what I'll bet in NFL. But in baseball, I'll bet 3 units is pretty much my standard play. So I'm 150 on each game that I play. That's why I don't really do.
Are you fucking kidding me, Heavy?
No,
bro. He bets 60 fucking bets a day, dude. I don't have enough money at $5 a bet to keep up with this guy's bets.
Well,
I mean, I'd have to have $1,000 in there at $5.
I've never withdrew from any of my accounts. So and I've never deposited either. So I've just
Just
Train
continue
keeps
to-
rolling.
just keep stacking.
That's a lot of-
Stacking.
Actually, I'll
day.
be honest with you. I did $5 units when we first started, but since I've tailed heavy this baseball season, my units are now $15
There you go. See?
Nice.
because he just has crushed it since the first day. Like it has, and it's not close.
Yeah.
I don't
Nice.
do all your soccer betting though. I just do your baseball betting, and sometimes I disagree and I don't bet it.
Yeah, and you can do that. I mean, that's the nice.
But you're
thing.
over and under. Jesus. He's got a mathematical algorithm in his head or something because over and unders are phenomenal.
Yeah, and I like to double up on the ones that I really love. I'll play the first 5 under with it, so get a chance to hit both. But like I said, baseball, you obviously have to have some type of knowledge of the game and whatnot, but it's more so following the game and understanding what's going on. It's a streaky game. But the one thing we know is at the end of the day, the back of the card doesn't lie. So you got a guy look at Juan Soto. The last couple of days, he's just been straight on fire. Leading into that, he wasn't exactly himself. The power hadn't been there, but now it's coming on, and he'll probably, make a little tear here and show why he's one of the best players in baseball. Not everybody's Ronald Acuna Jr. Little bias there, but that dude probably front runner for MVP for me right now. So,
What do you think, Coach? Have you been paying attention much, or have you even been able to?
Well, a little bit, man. It's been a busy week, but I did manage to catch a little bit of Cubs and St. Louis series there. I know didn't get off to the start I really liked, but I saw the Cubbies went ahead and got one yesterday.
They were part of that parlay. I got them at plus 100 for the game yesterday, and they were part of that. A little, what was this one? $15 to win 121.
Yeah,
Dang.
Nice.
That hit.
Yeah, that hit. Yep. Yeah, the Cubbies pulled it out for me.
Yeah.
And
And
the under
pulled it out in a
9.5.
big way.
Yeah,
in
they
big
did.
way. That was over early.
Mm-hmm.
They jumped on
Dansby
them.
had a big game.
They put a lot of runs on the board.
They have a great team. It's going to take them a minute to gel, but I love Dansby.
I love their team too. The part of it I don't love is the daggum pitching. They spent money.
bullpen.
They spent money on the team, but gosh, we got to have a pitching staff.
Oh, you're right.
They're not my right.
Wesneski looks good.
Yeah. Well,
Young guy.
we got one.
Steele looks good. Keegan, why is he in the rotation or not?
Man, I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't paid attention that close to what their steady rotation is. I do know that they just seem to be really inconsistent right now, which is early, and that's okay.
Stroman's been pretty good.
Do I?
Yeah, he's pitching his ass off.
He's been pretty good. It's just he always gets hurt. He never can stay healthy. That's his problem.
Yeah.
What do you think about old Mash Mervis getting the call up?
Again, it's so daggum early, and I keep saying that, but it really is right now with all of these guys. Just like St. Louis heading into this deal, you thought they were going to be a doormat, and this would probably be pretty easy. Well, not really. Did you guys see that Contreras' first game at Wrigley?
Yeah, they booed the hell out of him.
Oh, they booed the crap out of him, and not only that, he kind of played the villain pretty well. I kind of thought that was cool.
You liked it?
They're beating up on him pretty good right now for not being able to call games and the amount of money they spent. And
oh yeah,
do you think
the organizers had to know that was a liability going into this year?
Yeah.
You think David Stearns knew when he traded Garcia to Atlanta that trade right there would initiate Dansbury to Chicago, and we'd have to fucking face motherfuckers?
So far, it's been working out for both teams. RC hasn't been a slouch, and they had to.
She's a good player.
That kid is awesome. He won game 162, and I will never tolerate slander.
That's right. He was a Milwaukee prospect.
Yeah,
I remember he was like one of the top prospects in MLB at one time.
Hey, he's my daughter's favorite fucking player. We got signed jerseys. I got the 9/11 bat that he walked the Cubs off in 20.
He got us a fucking base hit at the most opportune time
Yeah.
when the division was on the line. I took Cardinals plus 375 a couple days ago just because I've lived through 41 Septembers and the Cardinals have lost like 5 games across all those Septembers. They always come on at the end of the season.
Look, it's
And
broken.
that'll be my emotional hedge when they overtake my Brewers. I'll be like, well, at least I won $37.50.
That was that guy.
RC, the thing about him is he's 28. So he seems like he'd be in his 30s, but he's still he's right in his prime right now.
Okay, here's the deal with him though. Heavy steps. At some point after the All-Star break, he's going to get the yips. Okay, and that's what I call him. You can't make that throw from short to first. He misses one, then he misses two, and then you got to pull him because he can't make the throw. It's hard to watch. It really
one
is.
of these.
I hope you got that out of him. But it's hard to watch.
I think it is.
I want one of these
I think
shortstops
it
who
is.
throws it 103 to the first base. These new ones that
Throws
are
it
coming
through
out.
the first base.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw a list. It was like it was on MLB.com. It was not only pitchers throw 100 miles an hour, and it was a list of like all the outfielders and all these guys who've been clocked at throwing the ball over 100 miles an hour from their position. It's insane.
Crazy.
Wow. I would think that list is pretty long in the MLB.
Yeah, most of these guys pitch in, bat, and do it all coming up. So
Yeah.
Some of these outfielders, I mean, they can throw it to the catcher and hit him in the glove.
yeah, it's insane.
Well,
Second baseman for the Millers came in today and closed the whole game out.
Hope that's just me.
Yeah, he did. It was an exciting game to watch. Steps tomorrow, man. We're gonna see the one tomorrow, 11.
The big one, Billy.
Yep,
What time do they play?
11 Central, and it's streaming. It's streaming, so you'll be able to watch it.
I was able to watch it. Someone on my phone at work today. I watched the first couple innings, and then I came back for the last 2.
Yeah, perfect.
Kinda
You caught the best.
stick my phone in the toolbox and close the drawer, not quite all the way.
There you go.
Otherwise it'll cut off the signal. I gotta be
How long
stealthy
ago
about it now.
Do what?
Seems like how long ago did the playoffs start in Oklahoma?
Week and a half. Week,
Okay.
maybe
With
2.
the regionals,
The regionals started last week. We were talking about regionals and getting out at regionals, and they were going to the regional championship. When we had this, they were playing on Friday when we had this show last week, and they won on Friday, which punched a ticket to the state championship, which is the top 8. It goes 4 games today, 2 tomorrow, 1 on Saturday, and that's it.
So is this the top seed they took out today?
The
Got it.
number 1 seed in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Gone. They took them
best
out
team in
today.
the state.
It's crazy.
See,
Oh,
I was
that home
looking-
run! I'll never
and I'll
forget
tell you
that
what,
home run.
The guys calling that game, they could not have been bigger
Oh.
fans of the
I mean,
Stillwater Pioneers. Just
That's their
could not,
team.
could not stop telling me how much talent was on that
it was
team
their
and
network.
what they
and
did in the games leading up to this and how great they are.
So I did a little background on that. Okay, so each school that's in this tournament, every school has a signed contract with KREF except for the Mighty Millers. And so this the broadcasting that was doing it, they're all home broadcasts. The OSSAA has they've contracted through somebody to do this. Like there's a certain group that does Edmond schools, and then there's a certain group that does Moore schools. And so whatever group is doing them, that's who you get, the hand you get dealt. UConn does not have one in baseball, and so which they need to change. But the moral of the story is, it was one-sided today, and it was really, really pretty hard. It was tough to listen to, but it was sure nice at the end.
But we
when they-
won. Who gives?
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fuck? That home run, I was excited. He was like, I think that went over the wall. But
Yeah.
my phone was in the other room. I was jumping up and down. I saw it.
And every Stillwater kid that came up to the plate, well, this kid has hit 72 home runs in the month of April, and
Jesus.
he bench presses 300 pounds,
Oh,
and he's
God.
he's
The
got
last kid.
six girlfriends in 4 different states. I mean, it was ridiculous. And then, but the kid that hit the home run, he has struggled from the plate all year. He really has.
Wow.
He's struggled all
What a
year.
day then, huh?
And
What a
today was
day.
his day, man.
I tell you what,
Take it.
we can expect him to play well in the next game. He's loose now.
Oh man,
He
I'll tell you
believes
what,
again.
I sat next to his mom about 3 weeks ago, and she's literally every time he came to the plate was like, "This is horrible, and we don't know how to fix it." So it was great. He had a great day.
Because it's going to be a rough week at the house after he goes 1 for 4.
Oh man, I'll tell you what.
Full vindication.
Full vindication. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they're probably facing kids that are throwing real hard. So if you make pretty good contact, that ball's going to go.
That pitcher for Stillwater today he was nasty. He's a filthy pitcher and he's really big.
He's going to play at the next level next year. And they had about 6 or 7 that are going to play at the next level.
He had Tommy John last year. He was unhittable till about pitch 65, and that's when they dug into him a little bit. And then they got into the bullpen, and then and that's
Tommy
all they
John
needed
last year.
Oh yeah,
and
I was surprised. Get this, Heavy. At the beginning of the game, I was surprised for such homer announcers. They straight up said he's on an 85 pitch count. 85. That's
85,
it.
That's it.
So automatically, I was going, holy crap, we gotta get this kid to 85 as quick as we can and get him out. And it was. They were right. About 65, they started lacing into him a little bit.
Yeah. Then we started to hear the ding ding, but we heard the real ding in the bottom of the top of the 7 or top of the 8. No, top of the 6.
Top of the 6.
When I said,
it was a fun game to watch.
Manufacture a fucking run here, Chris.
Yeah. Well, they were behind 1-0 most of the game, and they came back and won it 3-1.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, after loading the bases in the bottom of the 7th, I was about to have a meltdown.
Man.
Loaded the bases with a Holiday and a Gundy on there.
When he walked that last kid, I was like, that's got to be it for him. That's got to be it for him.
Well, I think they were intentionally walking Holiday and Gundy. That was intentional. They were throwing some breaking balls. If they swung, they swung. If they didn't, we were good with.
He might chase one though, because this kid hits a breaking ball like nobody else on this team, probably in this state.
That is true.
He is unbelievable.
And they said it too. They said he is.
He
told me 4 different times that this kid hits a curveball like nobody else on the team. Like, all right, I didn't see it.
All right. Well, let's get back into the Major League Baseball.
Let's go. Sorry, guys.
We got Miller fever at Patriot Sports.
We do.
I mean, at this point, we've told the story, so.
All right, National League. Heavy. Break it down. Who do you like? Who was the bum and who were the holy shit? These guys are putting something together here.
Okay, so obviously the Braves. I mean, we can start with the Braves. They're
Braves are great.
Cream of the crop in the NL. 25-12, 7-3 in their last 10. Yes, but they do have a road trip to Toronto coming up this weekend. So, Toronto's a good team. So we'll see how that pans out. They did lose Kyle Wright and Max Fried. They're going to be out both over 2 months with some forearm tightness. Never want to see that, but looks like they're going to avoid Tommy John. Yep. Mets still suck. I think that we can establish that they suck right now.
Wow. Why?
7.5 games back. I mean, Scherzer's hurt. Verlander just came back. The lineup's not hitting. It's just they're not putting it together.
I think have a lot of money in this team.
I think they're just deflated. I think the Scherzer thing, him pattering out, and they just don't believe that they can hang. I think they just look like they're walking around with their heads down. With this plus 59 run differential for the Bravos. Not bad.
Yep. So it's Phillies. They got Bryce Harper back. So, but Mets have a perfect opportunity they have a series at Washington this weekend. But Washington's 6-4 in their last 10, so they haven't been playing bad baseball either. So Mets got their hands full. Braves keep rolling. Miami's kind of hanging in there a little bit. They did call up their prize prospect Yuri, I think Perez maybe is his name, but they're kind of like their big time pitchers coming up, and it was pretty cool to see that. Sandy Alcantara did a call like over the computer to let him know that. So That's what we got going on in the NL East.
Well, I want to say really quick that the 2023 total cash for the New York Mets, and they are by far the league spender this year, $359,559,290.
That's more than those old Dodgers teams from a few years ago who were just loading up.
Dodgers were winning though.
Where
Yeah.
Milwaukee,
It was
makes a
working for
difference.
them.
Milwaukee's 127 million. That is so much fucking money.
What's the
And Eric was just talking on our podcast about that these numbers are starting, like now football's starting to get ridiculous. Like we used to laugh about soccer, but soccer's not here, even though you're wearing a jersey. And I just learned that they let boys play soccer now, Eric. I didn't know that.
Oh,
Apparently boys
awesome.
are competing against other boys in this. I thought,
Oh,
this
that's
was a
cool.
transgender sport. Here's your sport. It's all yours. Rock it. Apparently boys play it now. Okay. So those kind of amounts of money have always been like I can't really wrap my head around.
Not
it. It's
even-
like fantasy land. It's not real.
Too big to comprehend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now and then baseball and then who was it? Was it A-Rod? Is that
I
who
remember
broke
when
out?
A-Rod
Alex
signed
Rodriguez, yeah.
10 years, 250, and it blew my mind.
What is
Pujols.
that?
Remember Pujols?
Oh my yes.
And
yes.
every-
Whole steal was nuts.
God, we all knew what was going to happen at the end of that contract.
Yes.
He got old. Man, those are bad contracts, dude. Ugh.
The greatest one of all time is Bobby Bonilla?
Vanilla,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's still
The
getting
Bonilla.
checked.
Still getting
Yeah.
checked. Hey, but this 360. I mean, that's probably after you're paying everything, you're over 400 million.
How many on an active regular season roster?
Like you could fight a war with the amount of money
you're-
1 year's worth of fucking.
You're
Like you
averaging
could
almost
defeat Mexico. We could probably take Canada with that amount of money. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of money. We could
Yeah.
probably cure homelessness.
crazy amount of money.
Here's what you're going to see, this is the smart teams are going to trend in this direction in a rebuild. You know,
Yeah.
the days of paying a Pujols or paying a guy a contract towards the end of his career are gone. You see how the Braves did it with Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies, Spencer Strider. All these guys got locked up like 7-8 years for $100 million in their early 20s. So I think that you're going to see that a lot more. A lot of these young guys are going to start getting paid instead of like arbitration and all that stuff happening. So I think Ozzie Albies signed a 7-year, like $30 million deal. And that's insane for what he's getting paid right now. He's getting way underpaid. But that's the direction you're going to see, like Orioles right now. Look at all those young kids that they got. And most of those guys are only going to be on like a 4-year deal. So you're going to see a lot of those guys get locked up long-term at a young age, and they're going to be putting more risk, but the reward's going to be bigger on the back end versus front money and then knowing what you're getting on the back end with like Machado.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be old when he's done. So
And here's another thing that comes with these huge salary. So they have active cash on their active roster, 246 million sitting on their active roster. They have over 71 million on the disabled list. You have
Yikes.
$71 million sitting on the disabled list right now. And
In May.
in May, bro.
Look at the
listen,
Rays.
the Yankees, 107 million sitting on the disabled list.
jeez.
Yeah, that's
The
rough.
well, who did you
Even
want to see?
With Judge
Right.
back now, they still have that much money sitting on the
Over 100 million.
in the medic. Milwaukee tried to do that with Freddie Peralta. That's what we were looking to do. I think we signed him to like a 5-6 year deal right away,
Yeah.
Yep.
and he's all right. He's a solid like third starter. I don't mind having him in the rotation.
The only player that I know of that it hasn't worked with is Sean Kingery from the Phillies. I think he's at AAA right now. But
Whoa.
he got signed to a pretty big deal quickly.
Disabled list for the Philadelphia Phillies is only $21,000. So Bryce Harper must be back. He must
He
have
is
got back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, because that took a big chunk off of that disabled list.
That dude's worth the money so far.
The problem is that like the Yankees, these guys, the Cubs, get one player on the disabled list. All of a sudden, it's like an enormous amount of money sitting on your bench.
Yeah, because they're getting soccer money. It's happening in the NFL too now. It's like $50 million a year.
That's where we started.
If
with
you're
Jalen
a
Hurts.
quarterback, you should get $50 million a year. Just if you're a
You're
starting
going to.
quarterback. It's insane.
Just wait. Otani's contract he's about to sign a deal. And the thing is he might go 45 million a year. And for him, that's probably underpaid because he does both pitching and hitting. He's probably worth way more than that.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is whatever they're going to pay for him, it's worth it. And then as far as what we're talking about in the NFL, wait till Burrow's contract. That's the next big one coming. Burrow's he's gonna have a license to print money.
They just redid Mahomes' deal to make him the highest paid guy again annually, like year to year. I don't understand.
Is that what did they do that for headlines? What
It's
are
a
they doing
real
that
pissing match with the
It really is.
salaries.
So are these GMs and owners all sitting around waiting for these contracts to get signed? Like, oh fuck, please God, oh no, oh God, and then as soon as Jalen Hurts signs for $50 million a year, they're like, now we got to. Now every quarterback's coming to knock on my fucking door.
They're all rich guys with egos, so if he gets a bigger boat, you need to get a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
It just sets the market.
So much money, and they're making so much money.
So much.
It just sets the market. Every new guy sets the market. Just sets it higher and higher.
The union gets in there and won't let you take less, so they won't let you devalue the position, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the players' union is going to have shit to say about that.
Yeah, they're great at that. They're not great at negotiating or getting anything for the players, but they're great at making sure you push the price up.
Yeah, making sure you don't devalue the next guy.
Like if you try to give your team a deal, like, hey, let's go get a wide receiver.
How did Brady do this?
They're like, no. Yeah.
Because he's Tom Brady.
I think Brady was a consultant at one of Kraft's companies where he was drawing like a $10 million salary.
I think, well, I
money
mean,
somewhere else.
He did get big contracts. They just paid it differently. They didn't pay it as a against it. They paid a whole bunch of like sign-on bonus, different kind of structured bonuses.
There's a lot of loopholes you can do.
There's a ton.
With restructuring
but a lot of guys aren't like Brady. They're like, no, fuck all that. I want guaranteed up money right now, which I understand that too.
Football's the worst, like the way the players, their contracts are, because they can get
they're not friendly.
And
dude,
it's
not like basketball.
You only have so many years that you can perform in the NFL before your body starts breaking down. So you got to make your money.
Yeah, got to go get your bag.
Everybody's wanting that up front and quick.
Yep.
How much is
more physical?
How much is the Arizona Diamondbacks payroll? Because they're 20-17 in second place in their division.
It's got to be low. And to be honest with you,
Munaf told us. Munaf said, "Take that 40-1. If they win the West, I'm going to be so mad I didn't take that 40-1."
Yeah, dude.
Can you imagine the Dodgers collapse and the Diamondbacks.
San Diego's there too, though.
Yeah,
Diamondbacks has 123 million. They're playing right now on the field with 82 million, with 18 million sitting on the DL.
That's like the Mets infield, or half of infield minus the pitcher and the catcher.
The 82 million that they're playing with right now might be Scherzer. One pitcher.
Madison
that's on the disabled list.
They cut him. He was like 30. He had 32 million. But I think the Arizona's been one of the teams that has benefited off of the rule changes with all the pitching changes, all the speed. I think their team's built on speed. They're young, they're athletic. So I think that the rule changes have been in their favor, and I think that's why they've gotten off to such a great start. And I think that if you can get a bet on them to win the West, the Dodgers aren't the Dodgers they used to be. I know they're 23-15, but dude, they're thin. They don't have their bench isn't what it used to be. So they're like a couple players away from their season.
Total chaos.
Yeah, dude. They're not deep anymore.
Yeah. Are they moneyballing down there in Arizona? Is that what they're doing?
Pretty much. They got a lot of young guys like Corbin Carroll. I forget who they just called up. Rivera at third base. Their outfield's pretty young. They traded a couple guys. They got young pitching. They don't have anything overpowering pitching wise, but the way that their offenses have been playing, they put up a lot of runs. So they're +8 run differential. And last year they struggled so much, and it looks like they're 5-5 in their last 10, and they are home 11-9, away 9-18, and they've got San Francisco coming up this week. So, they're in San Francisco's kind of in a down spiral right now.
Wow, Arizona's down to 14-1. They're onto
I
him.
would, yeah, that's crazy. What's San Diego?
San Diego is plus 145. Dodgers minus 140.
Jeez.
The Phillies are plus 1100. The Braves are gonna. I mean, Braves are minus 600
Yeah.
in May.
The Central, I think, is probably where you're going to get your best odds at, just because you don't know what's going to happen with all those teams. They're all bunched up.
The Reds are 60 to 1. Yikes!
I don't think they have a chance, but Cardinals, even though they're playing so bad, 13-25, they probably have pretty good odds. 8 games back isn't that bad.
Yeah, I think the A's are like 500. Yeah, the A's are 500 to 1 to win
Jeez.
the AL West. I mean, we would have to have our actual Armageddon for the Oakland Athletics to win the division.
Dude, they're so pathetic. I mean,
not even divine intervention, like satanic intervention.
Like, could you imagine being a fan of them and having to go to that stadium and everything about that organization just.
It's like you're living Major League.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Vegas should bring some good changes. So hopefully that goes through and they get a new team and get a new start. So
they're trying to figure out who's going to buy that stadium, who's going to pay for it.
Who is going to pay
Vegas?
for it, Coach?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying. Are they paying the Tropicana to demolish it, or are they buying the land and then they're demolishing the Tropicana? I know Vegas locals are very sad about the Tropicana dropping.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I love the Tropicana. Can I just say that? Because it was always a $43 a night room, and it has a great poker room, and then you're right on the corner. You got the Luxor, the New York, New York. You have MGM Grand, and then you can head right down, and you could cross the street and head right down to Treasure Island, where all of it down there. So I liked it.
Great location for the ballpark, it sounds like.
Is that where the ballpark's going to be? That's phenomenal.
That's what they're saying.
God, there was some great
$1.5 billion baseball stadium. That thing's gonna be so awesome.
Oh, and I mean, they don't do things half-ass in Vegas.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
it's really. I mean, and that's one reason why somebody better shut the lights out in Oakland when they leave, because, man, what's going to be left out there?
Nothing.
I mean,
empty stadiums,
homeless people. It's not a good place to be, man.
Yeah.
You got Golden State, and then how long? I mean, they're kind of. The problem is Silicon Valley is drying up there, and it's moving to Austin.
Yeah.
And with that happening, you're not going to be able to support.
That's going to be a weird, nasty ghost town.
Where Golden State, when the Splash Brothers got there, I mean, you had a lot of big tech. I mean, those.
Yeah.
You could draw a lot of big money and big crowds there because of Silicon Valley.
A lot of single people with a ton of expendable income.
Ton of money.
Yeah.
Yes. But you can't support that now.
Yeah.
Not in California. So is Vegas going to be taking a basketball team too?
Oh, I mean, if they can get one, they will.
That would be funny if they just, I mean, not really. But they just robbed the whole fucking city.
It'd be great if they were the Vegas Supersonics. They could put the
Who were the Golden Knights? Who were the Golden Knights?
Well, it was expansion. That was expansion.
Did you say, Heavy, did you tell us last week that they're going to expand the...
Yes, he did.
So they make it an expansion team.
Yeah. Places like Charlotte, Nashville, and Austin are...
How about Hartford?
Oh, a Nashville team would be
Hartford?
Cool.
We can't even pass a referendum to get a new high school stadium.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
We can't even get some new classrooms built.
You still got the portable classrooms?
Yeah. One of the elementary school has the mods, they called them. They put them in when I was in 5th grade back in the 1900s.
I remember those days.
Yep. Back when you got hit with a kickball in the face and you just took it. You were a better person for it.
That's right.
Where you stayed in a trailer until your parents got there because you're a latchkey kid. So let's get into the National League a little bit. All right.
Loving the segues.
You like? I'm learning. American League is fun. Let's get in the American League. These
Tampa Bay.
fucking Orioles.
Here.
If they weren't in the if they weren't with the Rays, they'd be winning any other division. No
Remember how
bullshit.
bad they were supposed to be last year, and then they weren't, and now
You
they're
remember when
keeping it
Coach
up.
said
Like
yeah,
it wasn't
Coach
a
was
fluke.
like, I'm taking the over. And he got on it. He didn't stop.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I was on them early last year, and I rode that gravy train
Day
to some
one.
greatness. And all they did was win. And you know,
Yep.
it makes me it baffles me that teams like, I'll give you an example, like the Royals. Why can you not take the same blueprint? Why? What are you doing? If anybody that's out there,
Yeah.
you know, any of these dumpster fire teams, grab a hold of what the Orioles are doing and make it work. I mean, I know it's not that easy, but there's got to be some pathway. So.
You can win baseball games. You don't have to have Tatis, and you don't have to have any of the big guys.
You just
know
need
what I'm saying?
cohesion.
You need to be able to hit a single and play a little defense.
You have to have
Well,
good scouting.
Good
do.
scouting and a
That's
good
a fact.
farm system.
You got to have the good dudes that will go eat hot dogs on the road 8 months out of the year looking at baseball games. Chris has met a few of those guys.
Yeah,
You have to have a general manager that can turn, a bunch of shitty prospects into a really good player. And then you look at the other team, like we've done to the Oakland Athletics, we've completely robbed them blind and got great players. And in return, what did they really get from us? The Braves, nothing. So we've got Olsen and Murphy, and they've pretty much got nothing to show for it.
Ridiculous.
It is. But Baltimore, Houston did the same thing. You know, they built from inside the organization. This ain't the 90s, it ain't the Yankees. Look what the Mets are doing. You know, that's not the way to have longevity. The Mets, if they won a World Series, I know they have endless money, but they'd probably end up like the Marlins, where they would probably just rebuild.
Mhm.
Like the Nationals, like these teams it's not sustainable to do it that way. You got to build from within, sign these guys to long-term deals. And I think Tampa Bay does it right and Baltimore does it right. And I think you'll see those two. The Yankees are trying to do it right, but that whole division, if you look at all the teams, they pretty much were built within, you know?
Baltimore is stealing a ton of bases too. They're just a blue-collar lunch pail hustle team.
The problem with like the Yankees though is they have that fucking stadium to pay for. So they got to put something.
Yeah.
They've got to have some names to draw people to come in and sit in a stadium on seats that you might not be able to see the whole field for $300 a night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't think the Mets are up against that.
Yeah, the Mets have those loyal fans like Frank the Tank that even if the team's shitty, they're going to still show up. So, but outside of the
you got to build.
Dude,
do
look
a
at
good
Texas.
job with pitchers.
You've been paying attention to Texas?
Yeah,
They're 82 plus 82 at run differential, 7-3 in their last 10, 22-14 on the year. Houston's not even in second place in that division. So
crazy.
Angels. Why the Angels are above 500?
Finally.
God, Oakland's bad. Did their computer break?
I bet him today. You got to pick and choose. Every once in a while, they're going to win, man, and you're going to get them at plus 200. So
they've won it 8 times.
They've won 8 times out of 30.
Yeah. So they're awful.
That's a bad clubhouse. That's probably not even fun to be around.
That's what I'm saying, dude. 'Cause they have cool uniforms, but that's about it.
They gotta be like you're already just dragging your ass into work, and you got months of this left.
Dude,
no hope in sight.
Talk about grinding, man.
Dude, can I tell you something? Their active roster, their entire active roster in Oakland is $34 million.
That's criminal.
There's a
You're not trying to win.
I can go up this deal. There is half of the league has more than that on their DL right now.
That's crazy.
That should be a violation. Like you're disrespecting professional baseball at that.
Their all in is $65 million, and
they should have to spend 120, like by
agree.
law.
And isn't that the rule in the NFL? If you don't spend enough, you have to
you get. I mean, you're spending it. They're either gonna fine you and take it from you, or you can use it for players.
Yeah, they're like vacation days. You got to use them.
That's
you got to use these player bucks.
Tampa Bay Rays, though, how good are they? While we talk shit, They're $55 million is all they have on the field.
Are they going to keep doing this?
They have
I
17
don't
million.
think so.
They have
I've been
17
out in that
million sitting on the bench right now, and their total all-in roster for the year is 77 million.
They got a good team, but they're
And they've got
playing
a great team.
way.
Are
They're
they way
playing
above
way-
there?
Yeah, they're playing.
So
way
are they
above
going to
their
come down to reality after the All-Star break when the board everybody starts to
I
turn
think
it up
so.
a little bit?
I think so. I think it's their. I looked into the numbers and it was like their expected runs are like 2 above where they're actually supposed to be per game. So
Hey, can we give it up to Pittsburgh too? Then they're at the exact same pay. Well, they're $1,000 more than Tampa Bay.
they're also 1-9 in their last 10. I think that the Pittsburgh
So
might
they're
have
starting
hit.
to come down to.
But at the same time, Milwaukee's not. You guys aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing because I don't think you
Nope.
guys are very good.
2-8.
Yeah. So you guys could have taken advantage in these last 10 games to.
Could have a 5-game lead right now if
get
you
a
just
little
played
bit of a lead.
500 ball.
If you didn't have Craig Counsell, you probably would be. I
Do
hate
we
these.
have
I hate these coaches who will platoon these guys lefty righties. I hate it. I can't stand it unless it's like significant difference. I understand, but like Terang, it kills me that they don't play him every day.
Dude,
And
get
Nolan
on the
Miller,
field.
He's 23. Let him
He
play.
had a great opening day. I thought that was his ticket.
He's had a lot of great games. I haven't seen him have a
Yeah.
bad game yet. I've seen him hit a grand slam. I've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, it might sound like get off my lawn, but dude, baseball is supposed to be played like you're not supposed to play baseball that way. Pinch hitting, yes, maybe take advantage of taking a guy out late in the game, but these guys need
He's
to
a
play every day.
micromanager, that Craig Counsell.
Craig
Yes.
Counsell's from here. We love Craig Counsell. It's not going to be
Oh, I
popular.
love Craig.
It's not going to
He's-
be popular
he's,
when they fire him.
Gabe Kapler light, and you don't want Gabe Kapler because
Hey,
all he
we're
does
gonna
is
ask.
keep
We have Corey Hart coming up. When do we have Corey Hart coming on?
25th?
The
2
25th.
weeks.
He was my favorite brewer, like back in the Fielder week.
I remember him.
Yeah, Corey Hart. Because
Jeff
every time
Jenkins.
he came up,
He
Jeff
mashed. didn't
Jenkins,
he?
Billy Hall. I love
yeah,
those
every
teams.
time he came up to bat, it was.
Are we
Waylon
still working on
Jennings or
getting the
Hank
Raptor
Jr.
on? Are we going to get the Raptor on? Maybe he's got a connection.
Yeah,
Yep.
hey, we're opening it up.
We got things happening.
We
Okay.
We got things happening.
But I love Corey Hart, and his daughter is going to state or nationals for barrel racing. He's going to come on. We're going to talk a little bit about it.
That's crazy.
And his son is playing college ball. He's
Yeah,
trying to
he's
get
good
to the
too.
majors. Probably going to get to the majors, I would assume.
So maybe we'll ask him a little bit about these rosters.
What? Yeah. Have you ever been on a team where it's just like completely fucked in May? Like, how do you go to work every single day and like try? Because you're still like, you're going to get another next job. There's going to be a team watching what you're doing. So you have to go out there and like give your best
Yeah.
effort.
Well, I want to talk to him a little bit about and about like what do you think about Council's managing style? Like what? I say I got a buddy in Atlanta that says he's a fucking idiot. What do you think? Corey?
That was his quote. He's a fucking idiot. End quote.
Quote in quote.
He's no Lou Brown.
I think he said he hates him. Yeah, he's no
Listen.
Ken Maka. That's
Yeah,
it.
he
The organization's
used the H
just as bad for the way that like Corbin Burns, man. Like as a fan, how do you feel about that? That's your guy. That's your best
Gotta get
pitcher.
it. We need to
Redecorating the outfield every game.
Crazy.
We need to put a different. We need to put the best players out there we can and pay them the least amount of money that we can. Welcome
That's-
capitalism.
That's the
101.
name of the game. Yeah.
America.
My goal is to go on to what I don't care what color my truck is out there. I just want the most zeros before the decimal point. And then the people that own the truck are trying to get me to work for them for the least amount of zeros before the decimal point. And off we go. Who wins?
Yep.
Is that right, Chris? Is that kind of how it works?
That's
Is that
pretty
the
much how it
bartering
works.
system in America?
Yep.
If you're Milwaukee, yeah. If you're New York or Los Angeles, you can just buy a new Raptor every year. But
Dude, the amount I had never really looked that up and really crunched these numbers, and to look from number 1 to number 30 on this list is insane. I wonder how many players make more a year than the entire Oakland has out on their field right now. A
yeah,
lot. I bet it's a
And
few.
several.
Yeah.
Several. That's a great word. All right, guys, you guys want to get out of here?
Yeah.
oh wow, 45 minutes. Oh yeah, I was late. That's why.
We fit 20 on Miller Talk. Sorry, Steps.
No, that's hey, listen, I'm in it now. So
Hey,
I
train
wanna
keeps
see-
rolling, man. Tomorrow at
wanna win.
11.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if they win, Saturday for the ship.
There you go.
Oh, love it.
All right,
in it.
brother.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we'll see you next time. Something baseball.
Something about baseball.
Quick move. Oh my gosh, it gets